On this episode, we sit down with Knick 3per and answer the question, what is a 3%er? All misconceptions to the side, we hear it directly from the source and we get into it on this episode of Demons Row TV. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghostettes. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening, and people constantly ask, what is a 3%er? What is a militia? A lot of people don't know that a militia is an actual constitutional right. It's in the Bill of Rights. A lot of people don't know that, and we're gonna sit down with Knick 3per today and really get to understand what a 3%er is, because a lot of people don't know, and I'm the type of person, if I don't know, I'm gonna go seek out the knowledge. But the first thing I want you to do, like we always do on this channel, is to hit me with that pound ghosting. And that lets me know you're alive and well, sitting on twos, doing what you do, or just part of the Demons Row community. One of my ghosts. Big shout to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the row. Make sure you hit the bell so you get the notification. Hit the like button. Shout to everybody that's been getting the motorcycle heavyweight hats. We got those on www.demonsrow.com. Get yours now, and let's get into this interview. First off, Knick, I want to just say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to sit down with me. A lot of people don't understand the 3% culture. And, you know, on Demons Row, we're all about giving that knowledge out. So we got to go to the source. So you being involved, I want to know a little bit about you, your backstory first, and then we'll get into the 3% culture.
I joined the military at 17 years old, retired at 42. About 20 years old, when I went into the Mountain Warfare Battalion up in Vermont, I was introduced into the Militia 3% movement. Back then, it was a little bit different. Oklahoma City was happening, you know. For matter of fact, the church I belonged to at the time thought it was their responsibility to bring about Armageddon. So I got a bad taste. But when I came back from Iraq in 2005, I kind of saw a different country than what I left. Family court was messed up. Board education's messed up. Families weren't allowing fathers in my communities. Veterans were being discriminated against that way in court because we were war fighters. So that's just why I got into the movement pretty much. I saw the Constitution constantly being violated. And that's what I took an oath at 17 years old to defend the people and the Constitution.
Is that just in the military, or you mean as a 3%er, or was it both?
It's a 3%er period. Now, military and 3%, it kind of combines for me, because I'm the kind of person that just sit in my chair and talk on chat. I'm an operator. I mean, I used to go out there and do missions to try to save people that were being trafficked or taken advantage of to protect their rights, or going to a rally and making sure that people would be able to speak their side even if I disagreed, no matter what country I was in.
So what is a 3%er?
3%er to me is a patriot of this country. It comes from a legacy from a long time ago. I come from Massachusetts, retired to New Hampshire. But Massachusetts, Lexington, Concord, all those things, Bunker Hill, out of all of the colonists I fought, there was only 3% of them. The rest were trying to survive. And they had to do whatever they had to do, whether they were selling us out, my family out, my neighbor's family out, their neighbors out, they would, man. It was weird.
So to be a 3%er, are you actually like involved, or is it more of a lifestyle? Like you choose to, raise up arms if the country is ever, in enemy hands. Like break that down for the people. A lot of people have told me like there's 3%ers that are actual militias that train together and are here that, like if our country is in trouble, you guys will come to the rescue.
We are the silent army of America, and the reason that nations haven't invaded us yet. But there's a situation going on currently that's not just taking out the MC world, but also taking out the patriots of our nation. The war fighters that have gone overseas, have been fighting for 20 years. They're killing us, putting us in jail, or institutionalizing us and making us do the Thorazine shuffle. They're leaving these people that don't have no clue at how to survive without electricity or a computer system. They're making them thrive, but us people that can be out there in the woods and don't need anything die. 32,000 veterans right now, a month of passing away from burn pit exposure, and nobody's even friggin' talking about it. If they're putting you guys in jail and they're wiping us out too, when they arrest us, we don't have no trials. We're military. We don't have none. We go directly to jail or an institution, and we're never the same again.
And you know what's crazy? That a lot of people don't understand that a militia is in the Constitution. It's a constitutional right. And the way it portrays it is actually like it's an enemy type thing. How do you feel about that far right wing label? Because I did an interview with Pastor Sean. He escaped a North Korean death camp, and they call him a right wing, basically a Nazi. You know what I mean? So
my own daughter called me a Nazi, brother.
Wow.
She just graduated from the University of Massachusetts, and I'm very proud of my daughter. My children have honored me. They have done better than what I could do. Even though I retired at 42 years old, have 2 college degrees, 6 engineering certificates in computers. I mean, I'm an educated man.
Yeah.
But I've always been a sole operative too, though, because that's how I was raised. I was the black sheep of the family. I've raised myself since I was 12 years old. If I didn't go into the military at 17, I probably would have been in prison or in a shallow grave.
Do you have to be military to be a 3%er?
There's people out there like me that can show you how to survive. To be that military-minded person. I mean, look at the Revolutionary War. We had regular people that were working in taverns. Yeah. I mean, the major spy network that allowed us to defeat the largest superpower in the world. What I like seeing happening right now is the states re-empowering themselves and overruling this bullshit. Excuse my language. This crap that's happening at a federal level. I like what Florida's doing. I think that's wonderful.
I was just about to ask you that. I swear to God, I was just gonna say, what do you think about what DeSantis is doing?
Dude, I'm telling you, Trump has awoken an awareness that we're not being silent. But his personality has caused so much conflict, even though it's bullcrap.
Yeah.
DeSantis has done legitimate great things.
So let me ask you a question. If you're somebody like me, baby, that loves America, loves the country, hates what's going on, can a person that didn't serve in the military actually become part of the 3%er movement? Can it be something bigger that we can grow and have more people, trained and ready to protect the country? Or is this like a military thing and it
doesn't always have to be a military thing. There were many, like for one infantry soldier in the United States military, there were 13 support personnel for that one soldier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so some of them might be politicians, some of them might be farmers, some of them might be people sewing uniforms together. There's a lot to it, growing food, medicine. I mean, everybody has something to contribute to this country.
Yeah.
It's time to get off your ass and start doing it, because they're taking the people that are going to protect you, that can't fight back, away. They're wiping us out. They're throwing us in jail with illegal trials. I mean, the court is totally illegal anyway.
Yeah.
If the prosecutor, the public defender, and the judge are all paid by the same person, how is that a legitimate court by the Constitution?
Yeah, I know. How do you think all this plays out? Do you think eventually, you know, something happens and we take the country back and we restore it, or we headed to a dark place? Like, how do you feel?
I feel right now, it reminds me of when I watched the Berlin Wall come down. I still have a piece of check from Charlie, actually. It reminds me of that when the Soviet Union collapsed. My job as a 3%er is to protect my family, myself, my community. But my family and myself come first, because I can't do anything else without that.
Yeah.
Same thing with your brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's betraying us too. All of us don't have the same agenda. The power hungry people you were talking about in some of your videos, I've been watching you, I've been analyzing you as well as you've been analyzing our conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's power hungry people everywhere. Your best friend will stab you in the back. A 30-year brother will betray you with the most deceitful, hurtful things, when all you're trying to do is do good.
What's the difference between a militia and a 3%er, or is a 3%er a type of militia and it's way different from a regular militia? Like, a little knowledge on the militias, because I was talking to this black person the other day and they were telling me that militias were created to chase slaves down or something like that. So I wanted you to give me a little clarity on that too.
Militia was created by the British Army because to fill in the ranks to fight the Indians. When they colonized this country, every person over a certain age had to have use of a firearm, and they had to have them in their possession. This is why Concord and Lexington happened. The British were released to confiscate those firearms that we were ordered to have ready to go to battle to defend the colonies for the British. They were coming to seize those firearms.
Kind of like what they're doing now with the run on the Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, but like I told you before, the NRA has made one huge mistake. One, they're a money hungry corporation. I choose, just like a person can choose what gender they are. It's confused people, even though the Bible says something different. I'm just going to say they can choose to be an alien if they want to, an ant, a grown man to be a child. I choose to be a firearm owner for my own safety. And the Second Amendment allows me to be able to do that, to purchase it. But my First Amendment, my choice as an American free man. And I don't see color. I'm an American free man. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I've ever seen my whole life is army green. I've seen the struggles of everything, but I've seen it a lot worse elsewhere.
Yeah. So
I've been in holes that shit would make a goat puke.
So can you be black and be a 3%er?
Yes.
You can? Okay.
We don't see color.
Okay.
The true ones do not see color. And if I was at a rally and I saw hatred, if I saw somebody doing that Nazi crap or anti-fascism or whatever, we would get them to leave first. We would try to get them to leave peacefully. And if they didn't, we'd force them the hell out of there, because I'm not going to be labeled under your fucking bullshit, because I know you're a plant anyway.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of less hate in this country, except we fight among each other. We fight more among each other than we do against the enemy.
That's the truth.
You're getting rich while we're getting dead and poor.
Why haven't more 3%ers come out and really like say like what you're saying right now. Like I don't see it out there. Like I don't see people actually saying like, teaching, because a lot of young people don't know that this is a constitutional right to form a militia. So why aren't more? Is it because of backlash from the media and stuff like that, or what is it?
Do you remember when the school shootings were all happening and stuff, and they were going to put police officers inside schools?
Yeah,
I put a proposal forward to put a veteran inside there so they could be a mentor for children. So there'd be no retaliation or consequences if a kid came forward to try to talk, be a
yeah.
mentor to these children. That's what helped me get through my childhood. Were mentors that kept me on the side of light instead of dark. You can't talk to a police officer. There ain't no, there's no guarantee that he ain't going to do something about what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
yeah,
there's always consequences when you talk to them.
yeah.
So that's how I always thought that, but they won't do that. You know why? Because let me tell you something. They demonize us because I'm a war fighter. I have PTSD. I'm not going to lie. It is not a mental illness. I know the difference between right and wrong.
It's definitely not, because not on the level that you went through, but we all have PTSD. I've been shot before in the Bronx. I have issues when I go certain places and I'm preparing myself for things that may not even go down, even if I'm not in a bad area. Like I'm in Connecticut now. You know what I mean? So I think we all have it. So I think it's just natural. You're affiliated with the 3% MCs, or is that, or
Used to be. I
you,
used to be a president in Western North Carolina, and
oh,
I was also a former state president for New Hampshire for the U.S. military vets. I'm still a long time. I started that. We have a dual landlord state where I come from. I'm the only person that I know of, or at the side that I befriended, knew of, that ever went to both landlords and lived to tell about it.
so is there anything else that are misconceptions that before we leave and end this, that the world needs to know about 3%ers? Because like I told you before, we take pride in exposing the real truth. Or I don't want to use the word expose. I don't even like the word expose, but just giving the truth, because there's so many lies. It happens in our culture with the MCs. They lie. And I just want this to be straight up truth. Like whatever our faults are, those are our faults. Whatever we do good, it needs to be known too. And I know that you're doing good things, and a lot of people are confused, and they use racism to blind people. Like they have completely alienated so many people from any kind of knowledge just off the word. If you just throw racism in a conversation, people just tune out. Like they no longer, are receptive to any
It's
knowledge.
an invalid term, but it doesn't happen in the extreme that they've been saying. All right. I'm 52 years old. I've never seen it in my life until I came. I
Right.
got along with everybody. I saw everybody as an equal. I take people one at a time.
Well, thank you for dropping all this knowledge, to the community. I appreciate you, Duck. And we're gonna keep working to,
It,
expand and just like give knowledge to the community. So if any closing words you got, you could drop it.
we're no different. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. Listen, there's people out there right now that are trying to destroy both the MC culture and the political people. I mean, excuse me, the patriot people. People that love this country the way it was when we grew up, saying, "I pledge allegiance." They're trying to destroy everything that made us unique in this world, and we're a young nation. Don't allow them anymore. Jimmy Carter created the Department of Education. Get rid of it. Constitution was changed in, what was it? I think it was 1893 or something like that, and it became a living will constitution. Reinstate the original, including the 10th and 14th Amendment in that one, so that we can get back to being Americans and stop being this racist crap, because I don't see no color. I'm colorblind. I feel a person's energy, and I see you as an American citizen or an American or a human being, whatever you want. I see you as an American in my eyes, and I'm proud to be one. And we're the most hated country in this world.
Great words, brother. Inspiring, man. Appreciate you.
Love and respect.